we are not afraid to go all out, leading the future to a better place for everyone. We realize we don't know everything, but we still act, and we commit to learn from what we do in order to constantly improve.
Kaizen continuous improvement.
There is strength in numbers. We succeed by working together.
We work together, laugh together, cry together, excel together.
In Zinzino, we encourage personal growth. We recognize the uniqueness in everyone. We believe in giving back. We create inspiration. We innovate. We are the pioneers of test-based, personalized nutrition. We are lifting the field of health and wellness to a whole new individual level and into the future. This is why our goal is big and bold, yet perfectly reasonable. By the end of 2025, we will have 1 million customers in balance. By 2035, we will have 20 million customers. And by 2050, we will have helped 100 million customers to a life in balance. Enjoy the ride.
Zinzino, we inspire change in life.
Okay, I want to thank all of you for coming in early for today's business presentation. I'm really happy for all of you to be here. So today, for the next 35 minutes, we're going to talk about why we think Zinzino is one of the best business opportunity or business platform available globally today. So my name is Mikael, and I'm the sales and marketing director for Zinzino Malaysia. So today I'm speaking on behalf of Zinzino Malaysia, right? And not only on why it is one of the best business opportunity that I find. For the last 23 years, I've been in the business of referral marketing and also in the business of healthcare using natural solutions. I have seen so many different companies. Okay, but after 23 years, why I settled down with Zinzino, and I want to make Zinzino my one and only opportunity or company that I want to work with. These are the following reasons. Now, I still remember when I first started in this industry about 20 odd years ago. One of the leaders in my company, he told me, he's actually a very respected leader in the industry. His name is Frederick, and he was the president. Actually, he was the president for Direct Sales Associations of Malaysia. So he told me, in business, if we want to work with a platform or a company that's really reliable for us to be able to do this business, really to be able to expand the business and do it for really long term, there are a few things we need to look at. Number one, we're looking at a business that has a product or services that people really need and people will keep on, buying or keep on servicing, acquiring your service. If it is a business that people may or may not need, or people may need it for once, and then people will not buy again, then maybe it's not quite the business that we're looking at. Number two, we're going to look at business opportunities that people can rely on. A company that has a really solid background that is on the rise, we have the momentum on growing, then this is probably a business that we can work with. Number three, most importantly, once we pour in our effort, pour in our time, what we do, it's important that the results or the compensation that we get from that business has to be, in sync, or at least, or maybe to over the effort that we do. It has to be worth the time that we pour in. So that's why after so many years, when I want to look for a business opportunity such as Zinzino, I look at it, I study it for about 2 months time. and I look at all the products and everything, I find that this is a business or a company that I want to work with. I want to partner with the rest of my career. So the company is called Zinzino. Now, in the Swedish, I believe so, in the Swedish or Norwegian language, Zinzino actually means something that is not big, something that is small, but it has great value. It can deliver great value. That is what we are trying to deliver here in Cincino. Something that people may overlook, but it is something that is so important that all of us, we are supposed to have it. Okay? Now, so first of all, I want to talk about the opportunity for the products or the services that we offer in Cincino. Now, I've been in this business for quite a long time, 23 years, right, in this business. And there's one lingering question that always puzzle me, which is why, after so many years of, thousands of years of human civilization and civilization in improvement or advancement in our civilization for thousands of years, not less the last couple of decades in which the technology, the medical tech, AI, and all these things in the whole world has been advancing so rapidly in a couple of decades in the past. The last two, 3 decades has been incredible in terms of how technology advances. But yet, when it comes to people who are facing sickness, people who are sick generally in the world, there are more of them. There are not less sick people. When we look at hospitals or medical facilities around us, around the world, people who are sick are getting more. What was the root cause? What was the problem that we are facing? I thought we've had better medication, we've had better technology in terms of medical technology, but why are there more sick people than healthy people? So when researchers and scientists, they go and look at numbers, they find that there's one thing that we humans have been overlooked. We have really overlooked, especially us Asians, us Malaysians, we have really overlooked. That is the amount of omega-6 and omega-3 that we get from our diet. The problem is that about 100 years ago, when we started to use seed oils as one of our staple food in our cooking, that is when we started to have an imbalance of omega-6 to omega-3 in our diet. At first, we thought it was nothing. But eventually, scientists found that this is something which is huge, that is affecting our health, that is affecting our life very, very closely. Now, scientists tell us that supposedly we human beings, we are supposed to get about 1 part of omega-6 to 1 part of omega-3 in our diet and eventually in our body. But yet, statistics tell us that is not the case. Our akong, our ama, our ancestors, they used to have 1 part of omega-6, 1 part of omega-3 in their diet. So that's why our akong, ama, our ancestors, our nenek moyang, they don't have so much sickness. They don't see so much like diabetes cholesterol all these issues. They did not have all these issues. Cancers no, they did not have all these issues. But what is going on with us people nowadays? In Malaysia, about 1 in 6 people are facing diabetes, high cholesterol, high blood pressure, all 3 of them. And there are many more who are facing 1 of the 3. And this is really causing a big problem in us. So it is actually closely related to what we eat. You know, I know, we all know. But what is the root cause? It is because of the seed oils or all these processed foods and fried foods, that we are taking every single day that is causing the imbalance of omega-6 to omega-3. To getting the risk is getting larger and larger. From 1 to 1 to 3 to 1 to 4 to 1 to 21 to 1 to, on average, worldwide is about 25 to 1. We Malaysians, the number is about 22 to 1. I can show you some statistics later. Okay, now, what is the root cause of all this? Like I was saying, we're supposed to get 1 to 1, but yet today, Malaysians, we're getting 22 to 1 on average. Okay, it is because of what we eat. Look at this chart on the right. This is what Dr. Eric Berg, okay, one scientist which I respect a lot. He had this studies, and he showed us that on average, seed oils that we use in our food, in the preparation of our food, on average is about 70 to 1. Omega-6, omega-3. The fast food, potato chips, fast food that we are eating, fries and all, on average is about 60 to 1. The eggs, the chicken, the grain, the beef that we eat every single day, these are not in balance. So no wonder our body, after eating all these things, we are getting out of balance. All right? Now, but in contrast, if we take more of the foods on the right side of this scale, we look at grass-fed beef, pasture eggs and pasture chickens, right? Greens, fish. These are so much more balanced. But deep inside, if we ask ourselves, I know, we all know, if we eat more of the foods on the right side of the scale, we are going to become more healthy. I know. But underlying, the numbers tells us that no, that's not the case with Malaysians. We take so much more omega-6 compared to omega-3, right? Now, omega-6, pro-inflammation. Maybe something new for you to learn today, right? So I've learned this about a year ago. Omega-6, pro-inflammation. But supposedly we should be having more of omega-3, which is anti-inflammation. And we're supposed to get a balance of this. Yet, again and again, I've been telling you, the fact of life is we do not have a balance of these two. It's because of what we eat every single day. Now, if we don't have a balance of omega-6, omega-3, number one, of course, I was talking about the inflammation level is not balanced. That means we are having more inflammation in our body than we need. Number two is in regards to our cells. We have trillions of cells in our body, but each and every one of them could be sick because of the level of omega-6 and omega-3, which is imbalance. We're supposed to have these cells, which is green color, right, on the right. Nutrients can get in easily, and waste products, toxins and all can come out easily. But what in fact is happening in our body is the one on the left side, which because of too much of omega-6 and saturated fat, the membrane of our cells is getting too rigid. So things cannot get in, toxins cannot come out. So that's why our cells in our body, they die faster. When they die faster, our bodies, our functions get older faster. We seem to get older faster. So I was talking about an imbalance of omega-6, omega-3. This is actually, sadly, a big opportunity for our industry because people do not know about this problem. People feel, hey, I got some ache, I got tiredness, I got tardiness. I feel lethargic in my body, but I don't know why. It is actually very closely related to a thing called chronic inflammation, because chronic inflammation is a long-term, persistent, low-grade systemic immune system response that is happening every single day. You're not supposed to have it every single day, but because of what we eat in our diet, it is having this long-term effect to our body. Tiredness, lethargic, and other long-term issues, such related to chronic sicknesses. Let me give you an example. I did this research, this report not long ago. This is based on the OSM Malaysia 2024 numbers, yeah. The 10 punca kematian utama di Malaysia. The 10 main reasons of death in Malaysia. I was really surprised to find that actually 9 out of 10 reasons are closely related to this small issue called inflammation. Let us look. The first one, heart diseases, penyakit jantung, okay, is closely related to chronic inflammation. The second one, pneumonia, acute inflammation. Number 3, kencing manis, diabetes, chronic inflammation. Number 4, stroke or cerebrovascular diseases, chronic inflammation. Number 5, cancers or, neoplasma, neoplasmas, chronic inflammation. Number 6, buah pinggang, chronic inflammation. Number 7, COPD or asthma, chronic inflammation. Number 8, high blood pressure, chronic inflammation. Number 9, septicemia or anemia, right? Jangkitan darah, acute inflammation. It's only the 10th one, which is kemalangan kenderaan, accidents, that is not related to inflammation. So, in other words, can we assume that if we are able to reduce the amount of inflammation in our body, we could directly or indirectly be able to reduce the risk of all these chronic diseases? That's up to us to decide. So how do I know if I am having chronic inflammation in our body? Okay, you won't know until you do some tests. But before that, let us look at some of the symptoms, you might be facing. Take a scan out of these 10 symptoms. If you have at least 3 or 4 or above, there is a high chance that you could be suffering from chronic inflammation. For example, frequent fatigue. Number 2, poor sleep. After you wake up also still feel tired after waking up. Skin prone to itchiness, allergies, so on and so forth. Aching and muscles, although you have no injury and all, but still you feel muscle pain or ankle pain. So all these are some of the symptoms that I can see many of my friends, they are facing these kind of problems. So does it mean that I'm for sure having this issue of chronic inflammation? No. This could be symptoms. But if you want to be sure, there is actually tests. You can do these tests to find out if you really are suffering from chronic inflammation. All right. So as I was saying just now, omega-6, omega-3, closely related to the amount of inflammation that is happening in your body. So our body, we need inflammation. If we get a cut, if we fall down, if we get injured, or we need inflammation so that our body knows how to react to this injury and get a recovery in place. So that is necessary. But the problem is, if we don't have any major issue, we need to have the inflammation reduced to normal levels. The issue with most of us is the inflammation doesn't stop. For most of us. Why I say most of us? Because I got figure, I got numbers to support us. In Malaysia, about 98%, 97, 98% of us, we don't have the ability to stop that inflammation from happening. I can show you more later. So now, how do I know? How do I know if my inflammation level is okay? Now, scientists say that if the omega-6 to omega-3 ratio is 3 part to 1 part or lower, that means 3 to 1, 2 to 1, 1 to 1. These are the ideal ratio in which scientists believe that the chronic inflammation can, step by step, they can be increased. They can be decreased, sorry. They can be decreased. But on the flip side, if we have a higher level of omega-6, that means 5 to 1, 10 to 1, 20 to 1, 30 to 1, 6, 50 to 1, 100 to 1. These are ratios that is going to put our body in a harm's way because the inflammation level will increase and increase and increase. And sad to say, in Malaysia, the average is about 22 to 1. Okay, that is 22. How do we know? Because in Zinzino, the first opportunity that I'm going to talk about is that we have a test for our customers to know and learn about your own numbers before you even decide to want to take these, the regime, the balance, or all this. Before you take any food supplements, make sure that we know your numbers first. No, you know your numbers. You know your own numbers. That's more important. So for the next 1.5 minutes, I'm going to show you one short video to show you how we do this balance test. This is a test that Zincino has been doing for about 15 years globally. In Malaysia, we just started about 2-3 years. But globally, there are more than 1.7 million people who have done this test. So in Malaysia, we are still quite new, but this is something that we feel that Malaysians, we especially need to do this test. Okay, so take a look at how we do this test. You can do it. You can do it on your own. You can do it at home. You can ask your local to help you to do this, or you can do it yourselves. But most importantly, if you have never done this test, I really urge you to take a look and do this test at home. Whoops. Oh, okay. Video. You can say, something. Okay. So this test is called the balance test. It is not just an omega test. You want to make sure that you can go back to balance. So this is one small box of tests in which you can do it yourselves at home. Right? Now, the most important thing is the first step. Before you begin, you need to save this number. Okay? Because no one else have this number except you. If you lose this number, you won't be able to get your report. Right? Now, so be sure to save that number in your phone or whatever, right? So we'll clean our finger, choose one of your favorite finger, and then we just prick on the side of the finger. You get just 2 drops of blood. We don't need your blood actually. This test. We're not going to need your blood. We need your blood to dry because the analysis lab, they're going to take your dry blood to do this analysis to find out your accurate fatty acids numbers in your body. So after that, you're going to seal it up and you can mail this test to our office in PJ, in Jaya 1. And every week, our colleagues, we're going to send everybody's test to this place in Norway, in Oslo, the largest and most reputable fatty acid test lab in the world. And in about 2 to 3 weeks' time, you're going to get your report back, yeah? Now, so many customers or many friends would ask me, why do we have to send this test to all the way to Norway, Oslo? Now, if you hear about this for the first time, I'd love you to go and Google. You can screenshot this slide, and then go and Google about this body called the Vitas Analytical Services. So they are located in Oslo, in Norway. Now, I've been there. So this lab, they about 30 odd years ago, they used to be a part of the Oslo University. So they spin off and become a private body in which they will do analytical service for all these like Harvard, University of Cambridge, King's College, for example. So all these bodies in the world are their clients. But about 15 years ago, we in Zincino, we started to send our customers dry blood samples to them. And we start to work with them for about 15 years. So they will be analyzing all our customers' blood samples and tell us what is going on in the balance of fatty acids, saturated, polyunsaturated, polymonounsaturated, all these fatty acids, about 11 of them. And then we'll find out a lot that is going on in our body. So after 15 years, we've done about 1.7 million tests. And the results that is telling us It's really astounding. Globally, in the whole world, Europe lah, US lah, Africa lah, Asia lah, Australia. So around the world, the numbers tell us that if there were 100 people taking this test, there's going to be only 3 of them who will pass the test. Remember when I say how to pass the test is to have an omega 6 to omega 3 balance of at least 3:1 or lower actually, or lower. All right? Only 3 out of 100 people. And here in Asia, it's even worse. I don't know if it's because our food is better lah. In Asia, it's about 2 out of 100 people will get a pass in this test. 98% will fail the test. In Malaysia itself, lagi. So for the last 2-3 years, we've done about more than 10,000 tests in Malaysia. The number is telling us that on average, Malaysians, look at this, Malaysians on average 22:1. We're supposed to get 3:1 or lower, remember, but on average, Malaysians are getting 22:1. 22:1 on average means that some are like 5:1, some 10:1, some 20:1, some 30:1, some 40, some 50, some 1. I've seen 103:1. In my, in flesh, I've seen that young man, that 19-year-old young man. So Malaysians, because of what we actually rely too much on seed oils and fried foods and processed foods. That is the main reason why we are facing this issue. But the most important number when I see this about last year, right, before I joined Cinzino, is that I see that on average, first test, Malaysians were getting 22:1. But more importantly, second test, Malaysians were getting 3.6:1. Now, this is giving me a lot of hope. Now, let me put a bit of context to you. How do we say first test or second test? Now, here in Zinzino, our clients, our customers, we always want them to do a balance test before they use our products. That is our regime lah. Of course, there are people who will be like, they don't care lah. But most of our customers, they will use the test first. So you have one test before you do the regime. Now, after this test, they will start to use the balanced oil or the vegan oil to start to balance their fatty acids. So they'll use 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months. Okay. On average, our customers, we encourage them to take 4 months time because it's going to take about 100 days for your cells, your body to be able to come back to renew. So take 4 months time. After 4 months, we'll ask our customers to do a second test. Okay, so with that, you're going to get one before, one after. Okay, and then you can compare the results. So it is no longer we have to, rely on your gut feeling. Hey, I take this product, can or cannot. You don't know, right? But here in Zinzino, you know for sure whether the products work or it doesn't work. And I'm really confident that it really works because internally we know the numbers. About 94 to 95% of our customers between the first test and second test, they will get improvement. 94 to 95. So, hey, when I go out to do this business or promote this product, I know for sure that people is going to get a really good result. Okay, that's really important because I want to do this business. I want to promote this company. I have to be damn sure, really sure that the product has the ability to help all the people out there. Okay, now it is not so much about testimony, it's not so much about I feel this is good, but it's the numbers, your number, that will tell you that this product works or it doesn't work. How are you going to improve? In what ways? In what angle? Okay, there is a comprehensive about 20 pages of report that you can see, and it will tell you how we can improve it. And the confidence that Zinzino is giving all our customers is that we are confident we can help bring you into balance in about 120 days if you follow the regime. Okay, so this product isn't invented by someone, just someone. It is invented by, it is advised by the Scientific Advisory Board. If you could screenshot this page, if you could Google these guys, I tried. They are one of the brightest minds in the world, and these people, they are giving us advice how we in Zinzino, we should be doing our business, how we should be developing the products, how we should be measuring the numbers of our clients, all around the world for the last 15 years. And it has proved that it really works, right? So the product that we are so confident in helping our customers to get their fatty acids in the body back to balance, it is called the balance oil. It is not just a fish oil, it's not just an omega-3 supplement, no. It is a mixture of a lot of goodness because it is a mixture of about 60% of high-grade fish oil from small, sustainable wild-caught fish. Okay, and it gives the amount of omega-3, the EPA and DHA at an amount I've never seen before in anywhere. In the open market, in pharmacies, in other companies, I've never seen such a very potent amount of EPA and DHA. Okay, and that EPA DHA is protected or kept fresh by something called the pre-harvest premium extra virgin olive oil because of the polyphenols, okay, the antioxidants that's contained in the extra virgin olive oil. And with that, we are able to prove that our balance oil is fresher than ever, fresher than most, if not all, of the supplements that I've taken. The omega-3 supplements. I've been taking omega-3 supplement for 19 years. Never have I seen such numbers that I can test and make sure that the supplements that I'm taking is really up to the standard. It's really working for me. All right. Now, per serving of balance oil, it gives close to about 2,000 mg of EPA and DHA. Not only omega-3, we're focusing on EPA and DHA. They're giving you per serving close to 2,000 mg. I've never seen this kind of numbers. And we also have a vegan solution, which is giving the same amount of goodness, EPA and DHA, okay, in a serving. So this is something that I really appreciate what Zinzino has been doing. So for the last 1 year, 9-10 months, I've been with Zinzino. Every day when we talk about this product and we talk about the results it is bringing to our customers, it really makes me really proud. So it's not only about the potency of a product, we need to make sure that product is safe and rest assured. So here in Zinzino, for the last 15-16 years, we have been producing the products of highest quality you can find. So who can take these products? Human beings from 6 months old all the way up to 100 years old. At different age, you're gonna experience different results or different benefits that is bringing to you, in our life. And this is the first ever company that I'm with that we can declare these 18 health claims that are approved by the European Food Safety Authority. Never have I seen. If we're not that confident about what we're offering, if we put out these 18 health claims, we're going to get sued, man. We're going to get sued every single day by European Food Safety Authority. So the confidence is because we have the numbers that can back us up. We've done 1.7 million tests for the last 15 years. And these numbers are backing us up that it really can help these people improve their health in many different ways. All right. So 95% of people who have been taking Zinzino balance supplements, they can get back to balance in about 120 days. Okay. So what is your number? If you have never done the balance test before, I really urge you, whether you want to take the products or not, it's up to you. But I really urge that you take this test. Ask your friend who has invited you to this meeting, to this briefing, take the test and know your numbers. Now, that is only one part of what I love about Zinzino, in which the products are giving us a lot of goodness. And on top of balance oil and balance test, we also have offering Xenobiotic, which is a combination of 5 different fibers, that can get fermented in different stages of our gut. It is really giving us a lot of goodness. And then on top of that, we've got Elixir, which is a daily dose of life elixir, giving you so much of goodness in our body every single day. And our products are consumed by professionals and semi-pro sports person around the world. You cannot, it's no play. These people, they are professionals. They cannot simply go and take some supplements just to hopefully go and boost their energy and all. But these people, they look at this company and all the approvals that we've got. There are more than 100 of these people, professional sports person, who are taking our products to improve their stamina, and that they know that it is safe for them to take. So that's one part of what I want to talk about, since because only the product itself is not going to be suffice for me to start this business with Encino. I need to know that the company is a progressive company that I can trust, that I can work with for the, I don't know, next decade, next 2 decades of my career, right? So this company was started in Sweden about 20 years ago, 21 years ago, in fact. In 2005, they were started by these two couples who have so much experience in the company, but yet after, they and the CEO has led the company to become a public company about 15 years ago. We have not stopped growing since then. So this company, Cincino, we are available in all 5 continents in the world, more than 100 countries we are able to ship this product to. So if you have friends or relatives, you want to refer them to this company all around the world, you can just do so with a click of your finger, just by a share of a link in your back office. You can just share this product and do this business throughout the world. So we are available in more than 100 markets across the 5 continents, especially in the Asia Pacific itself. So we started about 7 years ago in Australia, about 4 years ago, I think, 4 or 5 years ago in India, in Malaysia, Singapore, Taiwan, we started about 5 years ago, I think. So Thailand and Philippines, we just started last year. China as well, we started last year. Japan also last November, we just started. So hopefully this year we're gonna start Indonesia and also South Korea market very soon. So Asia Pacific is it's a brand new playground if you're interested in doing this business, I would say. A humongous opportunity of referral business if you want to, because the products are all proven to work and it is of top quality, proven in the US, proven in Europe and in the Middle East. But here in Asia Pacific, we're just getting started. So that's one of the big reasons I see potential in the Cincino business. So for the last 20 years, we have not stopped growing every single year. Every year we see more than double-digit growth every single year, especially the last 3-4 years. In Asia Pacific, we're just getting started. But last year, look at this, 51% year-on-year growth for a 20-year company. That is something unheard or really seldom we can see this kind of growth for a 20-year company. But yet we are still getting started, because here in Asia Pacific, we are so new. We're only making up of about 8% of the whole company's revenue in Asia Pacific. But yet here in Asia Pacific, Malaysia alone, Singapore, Taiwan, we have got so much potential. So I want to invite all of you to look at the opportunity of this business. We can really start a very lucrative referral business with Cincino. And how do we start? All you got to do is to first, there are just 4 steps. 4 steps. Number 1, choose a kit that will suit you, be it a basic, an advanced, or an ultimate partner kit. But most of us, more than 80% of us, will choose an ultimate kit because it is the best value for money. After you choose a kit, all you got to do is to share this product with 4 premier customers. If you're able to share with 4 premier customers, you will be getting your own products for free. If they subscribe to you every single month, you'll be getting your monthly products for free. every single month. And more importantly, the investment that you invest in your own kit, the UPK, the ultimate kit, you can get a full refund of this kit in 1 year's time if you are able to find 25 premier customers within a year of buying the kit. So for me, there's basically zero risk in starting this business if you are able to share this with a couple of customers around you, right? Now, that is only for the start. What I want to see is the potential of income in terms of compensation. I need to find a business or a company that I can work with for the rest of my career to generate passive income in the future so that I can really retire comfortably. But before that, we need to know that if I am able to share this business or share the products with customers, how much can I earn? So when we share this with customers, the potential of income could be between 10 to 30% of what we share, the package of what we share. So this is really lucrative. But yet, customers, they are paying for a very, very economical, very reasonable price for the products that they buy. And after we start to share actively with these customers, in about 120 days, you join as a partner, there's a potential to earn up to 12,500 ringgit of fast start income, depending on how fast you want to start this business. All you got to do is find a team of 6 partners and a group of 10 customers in 120 days. If you're able to do that, your potential income in 4 months' time, in 120 days, could be more than 12,500 ringgit. That's only the start. If you are able to help more people achieve the same, you could become an executive with Cincino, which will earn you on average a monthly income of 4,500 per month. Now, let me ask you, ladies and gentlemen, for Malaysians, on part-time income, if you're able to find on average a monthly income of part-time 4,500, is that good money? It's okay, but not bad, right? Not bad as a part-time income. But if you can help 4 people get that kind of income, 4,500 ringgit of monthly income on average, you could become a diamond leader with Cincino, which is going to, on average, is going to earn you about 20,000 ringgit a month. That's average. In Cincino, I look at all the numbers. Some make more, some make less, but on average, a diamond is going to make about 20,000 ringgit a month on average. So if you were to do a referral business, it's going to earn you about 20,000 ringgit a month. Is this good business? I would say that this is more than anyone would have imagined for a part-time income. But if you put even more effort into it, you can help 4 of your teammates to become a diamond, and each of them are making 20,000 a month. You could become a crown. You could become a crown in Cincino, making on average 60,000 ringgit a month. And this is not a dream, because I've seen this happen. I've seen this happen in Malaysia, in Taiwan, in Singapore, in many places around Asia Pacific. People are making this kind of money just by helping people find health and find the amount of, business. You can do this part-time, you can do this full-time. And yet crown is not the top. So how much of business you want to do? How much of income would you like to have? Like I was saying, executive, on average, 4,500. A diamond, 20,000. Crown, 60,000 a month. That kind of income. Part-time. I can't say that it's easy, but it's definitely doable. If you are really willing to put effort into building this business, sharing it with more people, you could even become an ambassador with Cincino. Ambassador on average is making about 120,000 a month. That kind of money is more than a public listed company CEO, right? But you could be doing this. It doesn't matter what your background is, whether you are a college graduate or not. You could be making this kind of income just by sharing the product, sharing the opportunity with more and more people. It's been done. in Malaysia, in Asia, everywhere it's been done. And you could also become a president. President on average in Zinsino is making about 250,000 ringgit a month. Some less, some 220,000, 230,000, some more, but on average 250,000. That kind of crazy amount of income just by sharing a product that really works. We can prove that it works, and we've seen people made it. Many people who has done it all across Asia Pacific, and that is not the end. There's still more. We can still do more because, like I keep on saying, here in Malaysia, here in Asia Pacific, we're just getting started. We are really just getting started. We have just reached 1 million customers globally, right, in the world of Zinsino. So I think it is just the right timing. In Malaysia, we just started for a couple of years, but in the next 20 years, we are going to grow at least 20 times, from 1 million customers to at least 20 million customers in about 20 years' time. And eventually in 2050, we're going to grow until 100 million customers. That is something that we have projected and we have set out to achieve. So where would you like to be when we reach that kind of growth? So it's just a very short sharing, 35, 40 minutes of sharing. I would like to share with you why I chose to work with Zinsino, to partner with Zinsino, this unbelievable Scandinavian company that has started really small 20 years ago, but now we've become a 1.5 billion ringgit company, which is still just getting started in Asia Pacific. If you have got some value from what I shared today, I urge you to do something for yourself, to do something for your family, for the people that you love. If you care about your numbers, I urge you to go and take the test. Take this test, what I call the balance test. The numbers, the fact that you can find out of this test is going to be invaluable once you see it. If you would like to improve our health in general, I urge you to talk to your friend and use our products, because what is that to say? In my hands, I've seen numbers. I've seen 94%. 94% of the customers, they manage, to come back to balance after 120 days, right? If you think that this is a business that you want to consider, you want to learn from us, because we've got the system to help you to build this business. If that's what you want, you can come talk to us. You can talk to your friend who has invited you today and ask them, how can I get started? I want to do this business. Because here in Malaysia, we Malaysians, we need the products, and this is a big opportunity for us to start. So that will be the end of my sharing. I want to thank you all for coming today, for spending your time for the last 40 minutes listening to me. But I wish that you would do something for yourself, for the people that you love. Here in Zinsino, you're always welcome. Thank you all for your time. But before that, okay, in about 10 minutes time, if you want to stay, I'm gonna do a compensation plan sharing, a short one, about 30 minutes, 35 minutes, which is going to be in Mandarin. I'm going to do a second session. But if you'd like to just say goodbye for the night, but come talk to us in the near future, you're more than welcome. Thank you for your time. See you guys again. Thank you. Bye-bye.